What's up, everyone? My name is Socrates101, and today we have week number 1 of the PICA, which I can't even remember what it stands for because it's a ridiculous name, but we got a good excuse to actually use PICA as an abbreviation, so that's why we kind of went with it, I think. But thing being, I play week 1, I play one of my best online friends, being Gargleflop. And he had a odd draft. As you can see, he went with an OUB first, then he drafted a UU, another UU, then he drafted an OUA, which, okay. Then he drafted 3 NUs in a row. And then at the end somewhere he had enough points left where when he drafted for Alligator he wanted to draft a Gengar, but that couldn't be done since then he wouldn't have a BL and an RU, so he was forced to go with those instead of Gengar, which would have made his draft significantly more dangerous. But looking at his team, Hoopa and Bound with the right investment bones me senseless. It just does. And so what I did was actually put a Rindo Berry on my Bastiodons, since he does like to carry Energy Ball on his Hoopa and Bound. I've actually seen that in a video of his, but so that's why my Hippo doesn't get Lefty's Recovery in the replay you're going to see in a bit. Mega Gallade, which is a good Mega pick, it does a thing, and it can burn stuff. It can actually Wish Pass as well, but those are things it has but doesn't ever use. Usually it's just like Swords Dance and beat stuff. Kick the living shit out of stuff. One thing I wasn't particularly scared for, which gave me a lot of trouble during the match, was Skuntank. I mean, it's a Skuntank. Why are you worried for that? You have an extra drill, you have a Hippo, you have numerous things that can deal with it. Why worry for Skuntank? I still after a match, this is more than a week after the game actually, because I've been kind of bumming out with recording this one. It gave me a lot of issues, okay? Same with the Seismitoad. The biggest threats on his team weren't actually the Hoopa Bound, the Mega Gallade, the Gator, Jirak. The biggest threats on his team were Seismitoad and Skuntank. Beats me. I still don't know why. I still don't know how it happened. But without any further ado, I just actually want to hop into the game. This is team preview. This is the team I brought. Reason why I brought Mesprit is because I wanted it to set up dual screens. I'd say it's a light clay Mesprit, and so screens will stay here for 8 turns. He does have like 3 defoggers, which is Crobat, Zapdos, and Skuntank, which wasn't something I considered while doing this. It was just looking at damage output and figuring, well, my team is bulky-ish, but as soon as Mega Gallade sets some Swords Downs, nothing really likes to take one of those. So, that's why I figured I'm just gonna try and get screens up as much time as I can, run a fairly offensive team, and try to kick the living shit out of a majority of things. Manaphy is actually not running a boosting move this week. It's Rain Dance, Rest, Scald, and Ice Beam. It sounded like a good idea at the time, but to be honest, there was just lack of preparation at this point. My team wasn't too well built to match up against his. I'm not sure what happened. One thing I did see though is that Life Orb, Adamant, Excadrill, and Sand completely fucks him, like utterly bones him. I had to bring Hariyama because people say it's a shit mon to draft, but I just wanted to use the gut set and kill stuff, which it very well does. This thing OHKOs defensive countercruel with a facade, so I mean that's pretty respectable if you ask me. Last but not least, we got Mega Aerodactyl, which is a Home Claw set with, I do think, Stone Edge, Aerial Ace, and potentially Earthquake. I do think it's Earthquake. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into this. I'm gonna leave with Mesprit, as he's gonna leave with Skuntank. But obviously I'm going to set up screens right away. I'm just gonna go for Reflect. He foul plays me, so that doesn't do that much. And here I figure, you know what, I'm just gonna U-turn, since you might have defog, you could do all kinds of stuff to me. I'm just gonna go into Manaphy, and here he predicts me to set up, and So I pull a double, predicting the Heliolisk switch. So I go into my Hariyama as he stays in because he doesn't want me to set up a Tail Glow right here and bludgeon his team a lot. So that's a good play on his part. Well, my over prediction didn't pay off turn 2. But here I figure, you know what, I'm just gonna Scald right here because he might roar me out again. But he goes into Heliolisk and I'm just getting played. Turn 5, I'm getting played. So I decided to stay in and go for an Ice Beam, which was a terrible play and a half, but didn't really have a switch in if he predicted me. And so Heliolisk is at half right now. Manaphy is dead, which was my only switch into Gallade really, apart from Hippo. So I go into Hariyama, and here I fake out because I wanted my Toxic Orb to get activated. Here I figure, you know what, if he has Infiltrator, that will go through the screen, so I'm not gonna do that. I just go into Mega Aerodactyl as my screen fades away, which didn't actually do anything. I do think I predicted him to switch, and I just went for an Aerial Ace on the Seismitoad, which barely does anything. So I'm forced to switch out right here, and I go into my Hariyama. That's alright. I'm just Hariyama eats up that Scald, and he can't let this thing get damaged because then he has nothing left for my Mega Aerodactyl. So I'm just gonna click Facade, and I'm just gonna do it again because he doesn't really have a switch into that. Looking at his team, he can't really risk switching in Terrakion since I might go close combat. But in comes Crobat, and I do have the Bullet Punch, so I do end up taking out the Crobat. I was actually pretty mad when I looked at team previewed. I didn't have Ice Punch because of Zapdos, but I figured, well, and now Bullet Punch actually ended up helping me, so that was pretty good. So I go into Hippo on the obvious T-Bolt, and he just gets off a Toxic because that's kind of what his team wants to do. He saw that I had a pretty bulky team, and he decided just to slap Toxic on the majority of his things. So I miss a Stone Edge, which actually does about 70% it does, as we will see from the later Stone Edge head. I set up Rocks, as I've seen that his Skuntank is his Defogger, so here I'm just trying to regain some health, but Toxic damage is racking up in fact. So here I'm kind of forced to go out into Mesprit, which isn't a great play because it's almost dying. He's gonna go on to his Skuntank. I should have U-turned here trying to get, obviously Mesprit was slower, but I really wanted to get off a Toxic on that Zapdos because that could actually wall quite a bit on my team, but he just wanted to get rid of Rocks, and I sub a Defog. What I should have done is actually U-turned and got offensive pressure with the Excadrill. But now I'm gonna go on to Hippo, as I still don't do that. I should have played my Excadrill a lot more offensively this game. Foul play probably didn't take me out regardless. And here I'm just going to slack off again because Hippo could be very important this game to actually wall the Skuntank completely and actually take a hit from the Terrakion so that it cannot lock itself into Stone Edge. So I decided to fodder Mesprit because it's the most useless thing I've got right now. And basically here I'm just gonna go in Excadrill, and he cannot really risk anything at this point. So he's gonna go in a Skuntank. And what I should have done here is realize that he wanted to fodder it and just clicked Earthquake. But just in case, I went with the 100% accurate move, which was Iron Head. No reason to click Iron Head right there because that gave me aftermath damage, and that may end up mattering. But I'd go in Hariyama because I don't have anything that can eat a hit from this. He went for Surf since my team, that 3 remaining models that I've got are actually all 3 weak to Surf, and Hariyama would die to that as well. So Arrow comes in. This is the point where I realized, wait, I still got Hippo left. I still got Excadrill left. They both Excadrill one-shots Dirac. Does an awful lot to Zapdos. Depending on its spread. Maybe if Hippo can get some prior damage off on it with a Stone Edge, then Excadrill can sweep. So the only thing I needed right now is more damage on the Seismitoad. So what's gonna happen is, okay, in order for me to win right here, is I need to set up 1 Home Clause, get some more, not get burned by Scald, and then I can sweep the rest of his team with Excadrill. So this is the all-deciding turn right here. Whether he gets to skull burn or not, that decides whether I'm going to win or not. And unfortunately, he does get the burn, so this puts me in a very, very difficult situation. If I would have gone off the earliest right here, then that would have done about, let's say, 55%. Which didn't happen, unfortunately, but now I go in a hippo, and he tries to just stall me out right here. I'm just gonna go for an earthquake, which was the pretty obvious play. I figured he would just probably stay in and go for something. Well, at this point, I clicked earthquake because he could well kill me, he could well not do that, but he went for heat wave, predicting maybe like a extra drill switch, extra drill. But now I go for rock slide, and the only thing he's got to do is just make sure that sandstorm fades away, and then Terrakion can kill me. But he's actually that convinced of a Seismitoad that I can take a hit. So Seismitoad takes a hit, and he takes out my extra drill. So had I gotten more damage off on Seismitoad, had he not gotten a burn, I would have probably ended up winning this game, even though I played pretty terrible. At this point, this was more than a week ago. The day after, the morning after, this loss, I decided to record my I'm done with trying video. I'm just gonna do stuff. I'm just going to actually get to the top 10 of every single tier. I'm just going to prove to myself and this world's community that I'm a good player. And yeah, so this match kind of triggered all those that roller coaster of emotions right there, which I'm not notorious for, to be honest. But that was week 1 of the PICA. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in week number 2. Ta-ta.